What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Again, I am Kyle with Limitless Power Sports Service and Repair. What I got going on behind me here is like probably part 2 or part 3, depends on how I edited the last video, on a 2002 Yamaha Grizzly 660. Last video we went through and we changed the oils, all the fluids, changed the carburetor, checked everything out. Things sat for a long time. But now we have a charging issue on it. So I'm going to walk you guys through on how to check the charging system on this Grizzly right here. It's pretty much the same way on checking every charging system. Some of the things are in different spots as far as a rectifier, the way it plugs in compared to other models. So I'm going to walk you guys through that and check the charging system on this thing and diag what's wrong with it, if it's a stator or if it's a rectifier. I'm hoping it's a rectifier. That way I can save my customers some money. All right, what we're going to do first, we're just going to pop the seat off. Right here, pull the tab in the back, lift it up. We already know the battery has 12 volts because that's a brand new battery I just put in there when I just serviced it the other day. So now we're just going to come around, pull the side panel back off, which is really simple. You guys seen that one before? So I like to take this cover off here. That way we have easier access to everything. We'll check the stator plug, make sure it's not melted or anything like that. We'll check it for AC voltage, we'll check it for internal ground, we'll check it for external ground, and we'll check it for, oh man, well, we already know it's not charging the battery, so if it's got proper AC voltage and it's not grounded out, then we know it's going to probably be the rectifier. The rectifier on this model is actually mounted back underneath here. Let me take you guys off the stand here real quick. It's mounted back under the left side, way back there. Let me grab a flashlight for you guys. You guys can see that. It's mounted back underneath here. Kind of a crappy spot to get to. I'll have to take this this tube off back here. But if that's bad, we'll check that. It plugs in right up underneath here on the side plastics in the wiring harness down here. It's got a plug that plugs in the bottom. We'll pull that off and check it. But first, we'll pull this cover off, and then we'll trace the plug up here, and we'll check it for internal grounds. All right, we got that side cover off here. If you look, you can see where the wire comes out here on the left side of the motor where the pull starts at. It runs up, back through here, runs up. We'll pull this reusable zip tie off. And then we'll pull all these guys out. Water temp sensor. Right, here we go. So right here. So you got this one here. This is what we'll be checking right here. Like I said in the past, you'll have some that are white wires, yellow with red tracers. So what we'll do, we'll check in between all 3 of these. This is what runs back to the regular rectifier. It also has, this is a crank sensor, wires here for, all that good stuff. So we know we got fire, we know it runs. So we're going to check here for internal ground, external ground, and then we'll check it for AC voltage output. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and unplug this, lift this up, pull it apart, check in there. None of the plugs look burnt, none of the wires look burnt. That all looks pretty good. So we'll grab our multimeter. We'll turn it on ohms. Let's see if you guys can get a good view of that down there. I think you guys can see that. Hopefully I don't leave too much of a shadow. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're check ohms. We're gonna check for resistance between each of the 3 points. So we'll put one there, here, we're good there, over to here, we're good there, and that's it. So you're checking between those two, these two, and then we'll go from here over to here. As you can see, we have resistance between them all, which is good. That means it's not internally grounded out. So now we'll leave the positive lead in that one, and I'll run this back to the battery ground. That way we know it's a good ground, and make sure that we don't have any resistance. If we run into resistance here, then we know it's grounded out to the motor. We're good there, and we're good there. So now, since we know we have resistance between all 3 legs, there is no resistance. There's no resistance from here to ground. It means it's not internally grounded against the motor anywhere or the wire harness, and it's not, none of the legs have burnt out inside themselves. What we'll do now, we'll turn it over here to AC voltage, and now we'll start the motor up, and we'll check between all 3 of these legs for AC voltage output. So let's turn the key on here. We'll fire it up. Oh, let me throw it back in neutral here real quick. All right. Forgot I had it parked, so we'll check here to here. Right now we're bouncing around 17, 18, and we're revving up to about 5,000. Got 60 volts AC output, which is good. Check the next one. Same thing there, 18, 17, and 19. Rev it up. Looking really good there. And we'll check the last one here. Might bounce around a little bit, guys. Sorry, it's kind of hard to do here. My stand on it's starting to fall apart. 19 to 20. And that one's looking really good too. So I'll just go back through and double check one more time since it's warming up. 18, 4. 18, 19. 20. That's all fairly close. So on a positive note, it's not the stator. So we know it's not the stator. It's most likely going to be the rectifier. There is a way to check that with forward bias or reverse bias to make sure it's bad. But after checking the stator out and all three of the checks checked out good with resistance and then no opens of ground, no a proper AC voltage output on all three legs are very, very similar, that it's going to be the rectifier in this model. So what I'll do, guys, I'll get a rectifier ordered up. I'm probably going to go overnight it right now and get that on its way. That way I can get this guy done and out of here ASAP. All right, guys. Finally got our part in, got our rectifier in. Pretty simple here. What we're going to do is plug it in the back where it came out underneath this left side of the rear fender well. Plug it in, make sure it's secured. I'm not going to mount it until after we check to make sure it's charging. Pull the seat up. We'll set our multimeter to volts DC. We'll double check the battery real quick. If I don't break this thing first. Right now at the battery, we got 12.57. Got 12.57 right now, not running. So let's fire this up real quick and see if we get charging voltage. There you go, right there at an idle. 13.52, 13.7. You guys can see that. Not revved up. That's pretty good. As it's charging, if I can get it on here again. As it's charging, you guys will see we're almost at 14 volts right now. So we're charging really, really good. So the charging system on this one's fixed. Just like the last video I had of the Suzuki, the rectifier went bad on this one. We had, turn that off. Like I was saying, like the last video I had, guys, checking the charging system on that Suzuki King Quad 700. The stator checked out on this one also just like that. Ended up being a bad rectifier. Got this guy out the door way cheaper than what he would have had to replace a stator on this thing. Stator on this thing took about an hour, plus oil, plus gasket. And factory stator, I think, is about $500 something. So this one, the rectifier in this is $150. It takes 5 minutes to replace, if even that. Put it in, put it out. It's kind of a crappy spot on this one, but now this thing is charging. Like I said, this thing sat for 8 years. We have it running really, really well. Now I just got to give him a call, see if he wants to replace the grips himself or he wants me to do them. I have some here in stock, and then I can get this back to him. Again, guys, you got any questions about motorcycles, ATVs, or UTVs, feel free to leave a comment down below or hit me up at limitlesspowersports78@gmail.com. Again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your guys' support. We'll catch you on the next one.